If you are in your first year, second year, third year, or in final year, and you don't know what you should be doing in order to job get placed in your college placements, so this video will give you a roadmap which you should be following and which you will be like looking for. Hi, I'm Lokesh Jha. Let's get started. So the first thing we will be covering in this video is what you should do as a fresher. You might be after, like you might have passed your college, or you might be in your first year, you know, with second year. So the journey could be a little bit different, but the main thing is what main crux we have is what you should be doing in order to get a good salary job. Let's suppose we have 4 years of semester, 4 years of your college. If you are in your first 2 years, it means you have a plenty of time to start with a better basics, and later you can cover more things. And as you know, either in the end of your third year or in the end of your fourth year, you will be looking for internship. And after fourth year, you must need a job so that you've earned. If you see, there are two things: first year, second year, then third year, fourth year. Here we have a differentiator of time. Here you have around 3 to 4 years in your hand, and here you have approximately 2 years. So now the thing comes that what you should be focusing on. There are two things you must have heard about: DSA and development. Now, any fresher comes to YouTube and looks for everything what he could do to gain a good job. Now the end result all wanted is a job, and you have plenty of YouTube videos. But what is the problem here? The problem is the market requirement. If you have seen the 2003, then 2014, then 2020, then now we are in 26. So the expectations really increased by year from the freshers. Now the thing is, the fresher, you should understand and have a clear knowledge of what is the skill requirement in the market right now. Market demands two things: DSA and development. Why DSA and why development? If you are good at development, you are ready to work at any project and you can deliver the results. So this is a short path. So if you see any startups who are big now or in the process to become a big company right now, so they have a code base, they have a tech stack, and they want engineers who are good at it, and they will hire them and they will directly start working on the code project, and it will be having a direct result. Now you can see there is big companies which comes under FAANG, and here the things are little bit different, that they want brighter students, and and the gaze they measure is the DSA first. Initially it was totally DSA, then it became development, then system design, then so many things. So if you want to crack a big FAANG company, then you need to go through multiple interviews, and that involves DSA, and development is common in all hiring. So you are seeing that, okay, this is the set of skills required for getting a job, and DSA is a subset, and there is a development as a subset. Now you have understanding of, okay, what things are required. One is development, one is DSA, and many of you have tried that, okay, I will be learning DSA, and you must have jumped from one playlist to another playlist, one language to another language. I explained in my previous video also that you should not be jumping from one language to another language. Any language will not give you any bigger advantage in future run. One language will give you a way to learn programming, and later you will be changing your language as per the go. Like if you change a company and suddenly you were seeing that, okay, I was learning JavaScript and now this new company wants Python, and you are comfortable in changing your tech stack. So yeah, you will be working on Python because the base of the coding doesn't change. The changing thing is your syntax, kind of syntax only. So the change will happen in syntax, the logic, the experience you have will be same. So as a fresher, you don't know that, okay, like selecting a language will be a deciding thing, but how you should be having a safe language. So I have explained earlier also that either you can start with JavaScript or you can start with Python. Now, there will be conflicts that why do not start with Java or C++. You will see that, okay, people are preferring C++ for competitive programming. But why to give your sweat in competitive programming? Because you just want to get a job. So the C++ is more preferred in competitive programming, and you do not need to do competitive programming because it will be not a like required thing in your journey. Now there is Java, which is hard a little bit. It will not be a welcoming thing. Now you have two things, JavaScript and Python to start with. My preference is JavaScript because you will see MAANG development and it covers both front end and back end. So by learning JavaScript, you can go in either ways, front end or back end, and you will learn the base knowledge and you can just get a good job. And later, if you want, you can go for Python. Okay, now we will go for the thing which we discuss in very starting of the video, that if you are in your first or second semester, if you are in your third or fourth semester. So here you have time, you can start with basics of DSA and get your like knowledge stronger in DSA, and then practice as well easy medium questions, and later when you come in your third year or fourth year or even in your second year, you can start doing development. Now here you have 2 years approx to work on your DSA, which will help you to crack big tech companies. Now why I am saying that? Because if you go for FANG or MAANG, currently it is called MAANG because of the meta. Now like it is just a acronym. There is more other companies which are on this level, and there are more other companies which are higher on this also, just they are popular, so they have just naming convention due to the YouTube culture. So here you will be asked DSA at a very in-depth level. So in-depth level means it will be starting from medium to hard also, and so this will take time. So it is not just some logic. It all depends on how much practice you are doing, and you are not missing your consistency, you are not breaking your consistency. If you lose your consistency, you will think that, okay, I will be doing from first to second year, then I will be skipping that and just will start on your fourth year. So it will give you a problem. It will give you a starting point of, and you will forget all those logic how you implemented on those. Yes, so I suggest that, okay, if you are starting DSA from your first year, second year, you should be practicing either 2 questions daily at least. After that also. Now we will be seeing the merger of these students and these students here. Now the main things comes, which is the crucial thing. So here comes your skill development. Yeah, now the first thing is skill. So it needs development. So if you go for any company and you are a developer, what you will be doing is development. So what is the expectations from our organization? Earlier, it was either backend or front end or DevOps, these things. It was in either state. Now you are in 2026 and plus. So let's suppose you are in any semester, any of the year, and now you will be moving forward as a pass out year. So now these things are expected from a one person. So I've like seen so many of interviews and I've taken interviews. So this shows that okay, now the expectations is high. But I do not say expectations is high. Just the thing is, earlier expectations were low because company were company were ready to hire a new fresher and give them time to learn, and then they will be like working on it. So it was that. Now companies want okay, I will hire, and they will after a week they will be start working on the production grade development, and we will be helping them. So what you need backend, front end, and little understanding of DevOps, system designs basics, these things. There are more things which are in circle, LLD also, but what is your focus is backend and front end. So first thing is the backend and front end. So to reach here, first as a fresher, you should study what HTML is, CSS, and JavaScript. I'm not asking you to go in very in depth. Just you need to check what HTML is. You can just create a static page with some names and images. Then apply some CSS, make it beautiful. Now you have a page which has some content which looks good. So now you have learned what HTML does, what CSS does. There are some topics you need to just cover here and here. Later, to make it functional, like if there is a button you need to click and you need to show something, a pop-up or something, so you will need a JavaScript. So you can create a sign up form, just take an input, and on submit just show a pop-up with thank you for your registration or thank you for your interest. So this small project will give you a learning of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and how you run a simple HTML project on your laptop. So that is also there. Then you need to push all these changes to GitHub. So this will be your first project to push on GitHub. If you need explanation of what project should you make or how to push on GitHub or any help, so you can comment below. I will be covering those topics in the later videos. Now this is the second stage. In the first stage, we are done with the HTML basics, CSS, JS. If you have any doubt, please comment below. Now this is the second stage. You will level up from HTML, CSS, and you will be learning about React, which will be used to build your front end. You need to make few small projects like a simple landing page, a expense tracker app. Then by building these things, you will get to know more about React. So there is one thing, one phase of learning is watching YouTube videos, then implementing those things in expense tracker. Now you have AI to take help with. You can just ask ChatGPT for any questions, but do not ask them to build the whole project. You will get to go through that, okay, which commands you have. If you have any error or anything, then you can just put it there and it will be resolved. So you will have a guidance 24/7. Just you need to use ChatGPT for that. You will not be asking for the full code. You will be giving your hit and trial and by building any front-end projects, you will know about the console, like how this opens and what is the help of console. Like if you can see any console, if you write a code of console.log in the front end, you will see the logs here. If you are making API calls, you will see here. So these things you will learn while you are building these projects. Now the third stage is backend. So in the React project, you build something which is on browser only. You are not saving anything in database. So you will learn here, you will learn about the backend, which is Node.js plus Express. There are other frameworks also, but you need to go with this first. And for the database, you can go with Postgres or MySQL or Mongo. Here you will learn basic CRUD operations and few more things, how you write SQL queries and many more things. Now the thing is which will block you. So this is important to cover. So now let's suppose you have started learning HTML and use you spend about 2-3 weeks to learn everything, like what tags are, what bold does, how the HTML tag works, what is title, and you have given 2-3 weeks, which is wrong. Like why you are giving this much of time, which could be resolved by seeing, like doing a practice of one landing page and you are just done with it. You do not need to remember everything on the go. When you will be doing coding and delivering things for your pet projects, you will get to like it will already in your memory. You don't to memorize anything. Just move forward with CSS and add the styles. Take 1 week of time and make your website beautiful with CSS. Now you have a knowledge of CSS, because anyhow these things are the basics you need to understand, and these will be used in further steps and you will be going along with that. So that is not a problem. JavaScript, you can go and it can take 2-3 weeks. That is okay. You should understand how this works, and you can also follow Namaste JavaScript series. So this is very nice series built by Akshay Sani. So you can follow this JavaScript series for JavaScript, and it also helps in interviews also. Very recommended playlist. Then you should directly start with React or Node, either of them. So you can start with a backend or any front end framework and just start building things. You will get things like there will be way. Now you have so many of help already, like you have AI and these things, you can just go and start building. So these are there. And yeah, this much was the journey. So your job is here and you need little bit of DSA, easy level only. If you have time, you just cover this. And there is development, which needs front end and back end, which is important. And this is little bit important because this is the not a lane where you should be giving your time. If you are in your 4th year or in the last of the 3rd year, you should not be like giving whole time in DSA. You should be more concerned about doing development. Then the other thing is resume. So resume is like, it's like a bridge. You have done these things and the companies are here, and this will bridge you there. So of course this is very important. You should know how to build a resume, how, like what things you should be putting it there. Like you should know how, what things you need to put there, so that it will be recognized and it will be like accepted as okay, you are a good candidate and you should be interviewed. So I will be covering this resume section in next video. So yeah, you can focus on this, and if you have any problem or if you need any other things, you can just comment below. I will be covering that. Thanks.